welcome to this week's video. Today we've decided to take a little bit of a trip out and go and explore a seascape location. So on the way from our cottage, what we thought we would do is show you just a couple of roadside locations that are easily accessible and in the right conditions can provide some absolutely amazing images. So our first stop off is on the A855. I'll put some footage up. We didn't do any vlogging from there, but you've got the view straight down the loch with the incredible mountains. But as we came around the corner, the sun just absolutely burst into the most magnificent sun rays, and we just had to pull over. But it is a viewpoint that we've stopped off at a couple of times. So I'll just show you that footage and the images from there, and then I'll just talk you through this location as well. Okay, so this location here, this is Lochfarda. On a still day, you can get the reflections of the Old Man of Stowe, which at the moment is, there's no light on it, but we've got a lot of light on this foreground here. So it's a classic sort of place to come and take an image because you can get the reflection of Stowe in the loch. There's a little island in the middle that if you go a bit further round and higher up, you can get some separation. There's some other photographers up there at the moment, so we've not gone up there, but I'm glad because as we again set the tripod up to take an image, an absolutely magnificent rainbow appeared. And it's really strange because every time we've been out more or less this week, we've had rainbows. But I suppose that's what happens when you get moody light with rain. So I've taken a couple of shots here. I've just tried to smooth the water ever so slightly. So I've put a 3-stop ND in. I'm not using any grads or anything. And I'm actually on F18 for some reason. I think it was in my absolute excitement of seeing the rainbow. But you don't need F18 here because you've got no foreground. So I'm on 2 seconds just to try and just smooth that water ever so slightly, and ISO 64. There are a couple of compositions around here, so there's a nice couple of little trees that are just in the water a bit further round. But again, didn't sort of make our way over there because I could see that rainbow appearing, and usually rainbows don't last too long. So yeah, I'll put those shots up for you. So this is our number 2 little stop off, but not for a number 2. So yeah, we'll back up and get back in the car. So this is our 3rd stop off, and it's our favourite place on Skye. It's Slickergum. So literally at about 20 or 30 steps as you come down, you can get some nice reflection shots here if this little bit of water's still. And just to my left, you've got the river that runs up towards the Cooling Mountains there, and we've done probably countless videos, probably 2 or 3 recently, and taken some absolutely lovely images from here. So I'm going to try and get this shot just while we've got the still reflections before the rain comes in again, and hopefully just try and get a nice image. So as you can see, I've got my tripod in the water here, and that's to try and get as low as possible. By getting low down, you get more of the reflection. There's some nice grasses here as well in this foreground. In the midground, there's a little tree that's still got some nice little colour, maybe yellow green on the tree, looking up to that absolutely magnificent backdrop. So I'm going to take the shot, if I can not get my feet too wet, and I'll pop that up for you now. So just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the first shot that I took. So I took the first shot just to check the composition and fine tweak it a little bit. So I noticed in the top left hand corner there was quite a bit of blue that wasn't covered by cloud. So just zoomed in a little bit more just to cut that out. What I also did is I dropped a 3-stop ND in just to try and smooth the water a little bit more. And I put a medium grad in, a 0.9, just to try and balance out the sky. In this left-hand corner it is quite bright, so I've taken a couple of exposures just to try and capture the detail and hopefully bring it together. But yeah, I mean, just around here you can be on either side of the river. You've got the old bridge, and you could literally spend a day here just exploring and sort of having the whole day to explore compositions and take some images, and that's what it's all about. And on a day like this, we were just saying, you know, sometimes it's just about being in the right place at the right time. And as photographers, we all spend hours and hours waiting for sunrise, waiting for sunset. But when you're out in these conditions like today, when it's really changeable and the weather's in and out and you've got dramatic skies, rain, hail, it's just incredible. And to be in the right place at the right time, catching that rainbow over Stowe was fantastic. And that's what keeps photography fun and exciting. So yeah, I'll put those images up and let you sort of have a look. There's probably only one because it's just one composition. And we'll sort of carry on and go and have a chat round our next location. So this is our 4th stop off, and I think locally it's known as the Hurry Loch. And it's called the Hurry Loch because you've got all of these reeds that grow all over the loch, and in summer they look absolutely amazing. They still do because they're quite yellow and you can see the tips of them, so it's the reeds in the water. But there's 2 shots here that we've just picked out. So first of all, I'm not sure what the mountain is called in the background, but I'll put it up. I can't remember the name of it. But what I quite like about this composition here at the moment is that mountain in the background is quite silhouetted. And you've got this other sort of peak, this other cliff mountain that comes down that's quite lit with the reeds in the water. And it is making quite a nice shot. There is a little bit of blue sky coming through on the right hand side of the frame, and there is just a smidge of light that is just sort of catching some of the sides of that distant mountain there. So that's the first shot. And then the second shot is just a bit wider on frame. You've got a tree which I think is a rowan tree. So just a little bit sort of, if you alter your composition slightly, you can include that tree and still get the distant mountain with this lovely light as well. And the tree is just catching some of that light on its branches, which is quite nice. So there's 2 shots here, and there's probably loads more. Parking is a bit of an issue as you come around this loch. There isn't many places to stop off, and you've really got to make sure that you park safely and not in a passing place. But just a bit further up, so directly in front of me, there is a lovely tree that just grows on its own in and amongst that loch, with the mountain views in the background, which also makes a nice composition. There's loads of interesting trees all around that, again, you could probably spend a couple of hours exploring, but it's just one of those locations, again, that's just by the road. It's maybe sort of 30 steps away, that you can easily access, and with some nice light, grab a nice little shot. So yeah, that's our fourth one. We'll head over to our fifth one. This is our next little stop off. So you've got this cluster of birch trees just growing on this ridge, with that absolutely magnificent backdrop there of the mountains. I'm a little bit apprehensive about going any further at the moment, because there's a little group of cows here that keep keep looking at me. I am going to go up and take the shot, but I think I'll sort of run and come back down. There is some really nice light just on that mountain range at the back there, so I think I'm going to be quick. I don't really fancy sort of getting into a tussle with one of these guys, but yeah, I'll go and take the shot and come back down. Okay, so this is our last stop off. It's absolutely bitterly cold now. The wind is blowing an absolute gale, and that rain is just battering in and out. There is some stunning light over here at the moment, but we're going to call it a day for the video. 5 weeks ago, when we came to this little spot, we were just driving through and the cloud was absolutely stunning and the water was right in, so we managed to get a nice little shot, which I'll pop up for you as well. But hope you've enjoyed that. You know, there's so many little stop-offs all over the island, and we've only shown you an absolutely little snippet today. That light's incredible. I'm going to have to get another shot, but hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week. Thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, maybe leave us a little thumbs up, let us know which of the images you've liked, and if we're really lucky, you might subscribe. So until next week, we'll say adios. So I've packed the camera away, but just wanted to talk to you a little bit more about what I was just doing. So I took the initial, I can't say initial, hang on, start again.